Good evening. I'm Roxie Deer with the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and this is Chamber Chat. Tonight, you're going to hear from Julie Frame at the Barn at Helm, as well as Eric Nicholson and Ed DeLaPaz from Buy Local and Shop Small Saturday. We're excited to have you with us. Welcome back. We are so excited tonight to announce that Julie Frame from the Barn at Helm is here. And if you haven't been to the Barn at Helm, you really need to go. It's one of my favorite spots in Wayne County. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So for those of us, or those in the community who don't know what the Barn at Helm is, why don't you give us a quick history or a little bit about the barn?
Sure. So we operate as a flower farm and a florist in Wayne County. And we operate all year long. If people order flowers from March to November, we go out into our fields and cut something that's seasonal and local and fresh, and we provide the arrangement that way. If they order something in January and February, then we're able to purchase from wholesalers as well. In those off months, we also offer workshops and some different things that are available to us.
We're going to talk about the workshops in a little bit, but
Okay.
You recently hosted a Chamber 535 night, and we invited a lot of our members out to the farm, and you told a history about the farm and how this gets started. It's not
Sure.
just you. There's
Sure.
somebody else that's helping
Sure.
you.
Sure.
Why don't you tell the story?
Sure, I'd love to. So I married a farm boy in the 80s, and there's not very many people that are getting to do their dream job, and he's one of them. When we got married in the 80s, I went to nursing school and worked for a couple years, and his lifelong desire was to be a farmer. And so after a couple years, we were able to purchase a farm, and when we moved in, we had a house and a barn, and both were a little bit on the dilapidated side. And so we kind of started, we'd work a little bit and then we'd fix something up, and we'd work a little bit and we'd fix up parts of the barn. And so the barn that was on the property was built in 1900.
Wow. And it's beautiful.
It is spectacular. It's so spectacular. But I married a farmer, and we needed that for our equipment, and we had animals in it, and it was very important to the farm to use that structure. And so I had said it was a little bit dilapidated. When you stood inside the barn, you could look through the slats. They were red wood, and you could see air everywhere, and the roof was falling down. And so we just kind of started, working on it bit by bit. And one of the first things that we did, the barn had no foundation, and all four corners were up on a rock. So that's how they had built it in 1900. And so we hoisted the barn up and poured a footer and poured cement, and then just started, one by one, siding the outside and roofing it, and really loving it and taking care of it. And so that barn, we know was built in 1900 because there's a couple of old boards up on one side, and in pencil there's their name and the signature's 1900.
That's
and
so cool.
And there's somebody else's name, and it'll say 09, and we know it was not 2009. We know it was 1909. And so we've added our signatures to it, and
That's fantastic.
then anybody that are friends of ours that have gotten married out there or something, they've added their signatures to it too. So we used that barn until 2013 in an agricultural way, until my husband was able to put up a shop at the northern part of our property, and that really freed up that space. And so, we had kind of kicked around the idea. We were kind of, getting started with flowers, and we were kind of thinking, this is a great space that we could use for maybe a venue. And we just, weren't really able to get that to come to fruition. And so, long story short, that great space became free to me to use for however I wanted. And I kind of grabbed onto it. It's beautifully decorated, and really I kind of look at it as my she shed that I can
love
have.
that you use that.
It is my space that I can hindsight, it's been wonderful for us. The door kind of closed to have a venue, but the door opened for this great flower farm, florist kind of thing, and I used that space for all of our workshops.
Where did you get the idea to be a flower farm?
It is so crazy. I told you he always wanted to be a farmer. I never wanted to be a farmer, ever. And if you needed to go someplace on the tractor today, I couldn't even get you there. I couldn't drive the tractor if I needed to. But I went to nursing school and, was a nurse for years. And it wasn't until about 6 years ago that my husband and I, we have 2 sons, one in Colorado and one in Nashville. And we were visiting our Nashville son. And his wife, our daughter-in-law, wanted to go to a farmer's market, and it was in kind of a swanky suburb of Nashville down in Murfreesboro. And I said, sure. And so her and I went down, and she went with the sole purpose of getting a flower bouquet. She had heard of a vendor down there and wanted a bouquet. So her and I waited in line an hour to get up to the table, and there was this lady, and she had a table in front of her, and she had all these buckets, and you could say, I want 3 of these and 2 of this and 1 of that and 1 of that, and she made the bouquet in front of you. And so I had waited an hour in line, and I was mesmerized. I just thought, oh my gosh, I love this. Yeah. I love this. And I thought I could do this. I could totally do this. And the thing that was different with her is that she had purchased all of her flowers. And so that market wasn't a growers only market like the one we have now, which is great, because when you go to the market now, you know that they've grown it themselves, they've made it themselves, and you get to talk.
Local.
It's wonderful. But it's a long ride home from Nashville, Tennessee. And so Tim and I just kept saying, oh my gosh, that was the best thing I'd ever seen. We could totally do that. And we farm. I kept saying, we farm, right? We farm. And all of a sudden I was a farmer. But I'm like, how cool would it be if we grew every single bit of the bouquet, all the greens, use herbs, all the big focal flowers, all the little blingy filler flowers, all of it. We could totally do it. And so that's kind of where that started.
Okay. Well, so for you, buying local is very important. I've heard you speak about this. Mm-hmm. Why do people need to visit your farm or stop at the farmer's market and see you?
I think it's super important, especially when it comes to flowers. The American grown movement is really strong right now, and they're advocating people to buy local flowers. About 80% of the flowers that we use in the country in the United States are coming in from out of the country.
Right.
And so they're leaving a carbon footprint by, just transporting them, getting them here. And I think it's super important that we buy here. Mm-hmm. I think for us, they just are really prettier. They're fresh, they last longer, they smell good, they're just really beautiful. And when you support a local farmer, if you come to an event at the farm, you get to come out to the country, you get that experience as well, which is super cool.
Right.
But the money stays in our local economy too. Tim and I have lived here our whole life, and if you purchase flowers here, not only are they better and we love them and we think they're beautiful, but that money stays in our local economy where we go out and we, purchase. We support, our lots of wonderful restaurants, and we have. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention them, but Ollery's and Cordial Cork and, the Legends and all Gallows, all these great places, and the money stays here, which I think is super important to help our community grow.
Keeps it local.
It keeps it local, for sure.
Absolutely.
We have no intention of moving when we think so many cool things are happening in Richmond.
I totally agree with you. So people want to visit the farm. They want to. You've had a couple of events out there.
We have. We have great.
How can people learn more about your farm? How can they get involved? Maybe, I don't know if you can see the centerpiece, but it smells delicious. It smells wonderful. Tell us more about how people can interact with your farm a little bit more.
Wonderful. Well, we have this summer started having a little bit more events. We had our 5-year, it was kind of a celebration for our 5-year anniversary of growing and selling flowers. So we invited people to come to the farm. We had a band, we had a food truck, we had our friends at Muddy Monkey come out, and it was a super fun night. So we post all of those kinds of things on Facebook and invite people to come. We offer workshops for people to come out and make, like this one is a kind of a pumpkin centerpiece. This one I've spray painted pink for breast cancer awareness.
Oh, I love that.
But all of these are, everything that you see is something that's grown on the farm. And people can come out, we get a bucket and we walk around and we cut, and then we go back into my she shed and make a great arrangement. And upcoming, we have Christmas centerpiece workshops and wreath making and a lot of really fun events that they can come to. And right now we have our, it's not a maze, but it's a sunflower trail kind of through the cornfield that people can come out this coming weekend and see that. So
there's so much to talk about.
I know, I could talk about flowers all day long.
You have been instrumental for a nonprofit in this group, in this community, Birth to Five.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about your experience? You and your husband
Holy cow.
did Dancing with the Stars.
We did. We did. So, super fun opportunity, and we are not dancers. He really is not a dancer. In fact, when they called and asked me, they're like, you could dance with your husband, or you could dance with one of your boys, or you could dance with somebody else. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And so I went to town and I bought all of his favorite foods. And when he got home that night, I said, honey, go get cleaned up. I'm going to make your favorite meal, and then I want to talk to you about something. He's like, it's not about dancing, is it? And I'm like, worse. But we had a great time and helped raise a lot of money for a great charity. And we have great memories of that. It was super fun.
It was a lot of fun.
What
You
an
incorporated
honor.
the farm.
We did.
And that was fantastic.
She thinks my tractor's sexy, and it's had like 30,000 views.
You went
It's
viral.
so funny because he'll be at TSC doing a farm thing, and he'll be like writing out a check, and somebody will say, you're the farm guy. He's like, nope.
I didn't ride a mini tractor.
No. But it was super fun, and we like I said, we love Richmond and love our community, and we're super glad to be asked to do that. And what great memories, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us today.
You.
Like Julie said, if you'd like to learn more about the Barn at Helm, you can visit their Facebook. They're also on Instagram. It's the Barn at Helm. Thank you, Julie, for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Next up, you'll hear about our China trip that's coming, and then you will also hear from Eric Nicholson and Ed DeLaPaz. Welcome back. My name is Roxie Deer with the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce, and if you'd like to learn more about the China trip that you just saw, you can visit wcareachamber.org/China. Tonight, I'm also joined with Eric Nicholson from Richmond Neighborhood Restoration and the committee chair for Buy Local, as well as Ed DeLaPaz, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Chamber. Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
So you've brought a very large prize that we're going to give away at the end of the show, but before we get there, we're going to talk a little bit about what Buy Local's up to.
Sure.
Okay.
So we have two events that we're kicking off November with, which will kind of lead into our event at the end of November. So do you want to talk about the social media stuff?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to be the guest speaker at Richmond Social Media.
Okay.
So Richmond Social Media is a monthly program that happens at the Innovation Center downtown Richmond, and it's all about social media stuff. So with that, we're also using that as the kickoff point for Small Business Saturday. So that's going to be our major launch point to promote everything that's happening in November. It's also the same time that the Tourist Bureau will be launching their selfie contest. So it's a social media thing. We're being the guest on Richmond Social Media. So it's just all about being online at the start of the month. And that will lead into the promotion of Small Business Saturday.
And we're hoping that this event will help businesses in the downtown just really gear up their social media campaigns so that they can be advertising and getting business during the holiday season.
So the Richmond Social Media context it'll all be about how to build a winter marketing plan, correct?
Yep, that's the goal.
Oh yeah, we're going to provide as free resources as we can. We're going to bring posters to promote stuff, and really we just want to get people excited about all the things happening during the Small Business Saturday weekend. Because not only is that happening that Saturday, we also have Black Friday the day before, we have Cyber Monday, and Giving Tuesday. So there's a lot of things that happen, and we just want to be able to kind of just promote and give people the resources that they can use.
Okay. Tell me more about this selfie contest. I love a good selfie, so how do I get entered? How do I get involved?
Well, so the selfie contest, that's through the Tourist Bureau.
Okay.
And the way it works is that you got to use the hashtag ShopSmallWC. WC for Wayne County. So all you do is just take selfies of yourself, post that on Instagram, and I believe Facebook too. And then they start giving out prizes throughout the month or leading up to Small Business Saturday. So it's a chance to win free stuff.
And we had a lot of cool selfies and good prizes last year, so it's a good way to participate and also support your local businesses.
Okay. Tell me more about Shop Small Saturday. It's a term that's being used a lot over the country, but Wayne County really gets excited about Shop Small Saturday.
Yeah, so it's the Saturday that's after Thanksgiving. So you have Thanksgiving, then you have Black Friday, which is, it's a lot of big box store shopping. And then the idea of the Small Business Saturday is that you're looking at the local businesses instead and saying, hey, I'm going to shop here and really help support them. Okay. So it's a big movement that all around the country, and we're just trying to bring it here and get everyone to get out and shop in the downtown and around the county.
Okay. So also along with Shop Small Saturday, there is going to be a sip and shop.
Yes. So that's a crafter fair at Forest Hills Country Club, and it runs until 3 p.m.
On the same
day.
Saturday?
Yes, on the same Saturday. Okay. So the goal is you're out and about, you're on the west side of town, stop at Forest Hills Country Club, check out all the local crafters. I think last time I talked to them, they had 32 local crafters, artisans set up that day. So it's going to be a pretty big and pretty nice setup. Then once you get done there, you want food, go downtown, grab something to eat, stop in the depot, and then shop all down Main Street in the depot area. Now the other thing too, because we are Wayne County, there's also plenty of shopping opportunities in Centerville, in Hagerstown, in Cambridge City, in Fountain City.
Wow. Amazing work. How can someone figure out what stores are going to be open, what their hours are?
We're working on some media for that right now, but we also have some events happening out of the Innovation Center for just general engagement activities. And last year we had some maps that showed what stores were participating in it and what deals they had and things like that. So there'll be more publicity to come.
Good. We as a chamber, always support our small businesses, so this is a great opportunity for us to continue that work and get the word out to our community. Tell me more about what Buy Local is trying to accomplish and how you're doing that.
Sure. So this committee is a committee of the chamber, and our goal is really to support small businesses and kind of build education about what buying local looks like, and how that can affect our local economy. Right now, the main thing that we've actually been doing is the Wayne County Weekends. So we've been publicizing and helping publicize events all around the county, to make sure that people are getting out and about and kind of helping erase the idea that there's nothing to do here. I think that's been our main goal for the moment.
I know, and I hear those words all the time. There's nothing to do in Wayne County, and it's shocking to us because of the amount of things that there are to do.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So along with buy local, it's really, we also have the emphasis on like not just shopping buy local, but also look at local opportunities too. Do you really need it? I hate to throw this out there, but Amazon, do you really need to order that from Amazon if there's a local source? So it's not just about buying local, but being more mindful about your shopping habits and see if there's a local alternative too.
Yeah, in our previous interview, we talked to Julie Frame from the barn at Helm, and she talked about how most of our flowers in this country are coming from outside of the United States, and how her farm is really making an action to get homegrown flowers into our own homes, and that's a really cool initiative that I think she's taking a unique look on.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So Wayne County Weekends are officially over.
Yes.
And tell me how those went. How did people get involved? We've got a big TV here. I'm excited to give it away. I know Ed's got a few puns he's ready to throw out. But how did Wayne County Weekends go?
I thought it went great. So we extended it this year. So we found that there's a lot of festivals and great things happening in September. So normally we were trying to do this as a summer, but we're like, you know what? We actually have a great opportunity to promote what's happening in early fall too. So we extended Wayne County Weekends to include new things such as Oktoberfest. We were there helping in all of, like, let's see, what was it? Canal Days in Cambridge City, and then everything that happened. I think the International Food Festival was also a great event. So we were able to help kind of promote those and kind of share that information of what the community is doing.
And this year we really felt like we were able to cover all of the communities in Wayne County more effectively, and by kind of extending the time period that we were working on, we think that we were able to do that.
So how did people get entered to win the TV?
So we had a booth. We partnered with the radio stations, Kix 96 and The Point, and we were at all the events. People could come up, they could spin the wheel, win little prizes, but they could also put their name in a fishbowl. And we told them at the end of the summer, after Wayne County Weekends has wrapped up, we will be drawing and giving away a 32-inch TV. So that's why we're here on TV. To give away a TV.
You've been waiting all day to say that pun. The questions on the trivia board were all Wayne County trivia.
They were Wayne County focused history and trivia to
That's
kind
so
of
exciting.
Promote the idea of learning about the community. So.
Okay, so are we ready to draw for?
Yeah.
I think we need like an official drum roll.
Here, I'm going to mix them up.
Okay, we'll mix them up.
And then Roxie,
Okay, good.
you will be drawing the name.
Okay, no pressure.
So everyone, if she doesn't pull your name, you know who to blame.
Yep, that's all on me.
All right.
There you
go.
I feel like I shouldn't even look. The suspense. Okay. Deborah Day from Richmond. Congratulations. We will give you a call and make sure that you pick up your TV. This is a really nice gift that the Chamber is excited to give away, and I know Wayne County Weekends is excited that we had such high participation in those events. What else can you tell us about Buy Local, Wayne County Weekends? There's a lot of stuff going on.
So we've wrapped up all the weekends right now, and we're really just focusing on the Small Business Saturday. For 2020, we're looking at doing a lot more education pieces for learning about really the effects of shopping in your own area.
Okay.
So look forward to that.
So our next Chamber 535 is using another hashtag that's popular in the community. It's called Home in Wayne. And Ed, do you want to talk a little bit about that Chamber 535?
Yeah, so that will be coming up in November. We're still working on the details, but Home in Wayne has really been emphasized and focused on the quality of place. Love where you live. And they started an Instagram challenge this past month where they're having people submit their pictures through Instagram with the hashtag Home in Wayne. And what's going to happen is that the actual award ceremony is going to be at Chamber 535. So they're going to take the depot building and they're going to put all kinds of pictures of people who entered the contest.
Like an art gallery.
Like an art gallery, and then they'll announce the winners. And then what's going to happen is all of the pictures that are photos that are going to be collected and put into a marketing piece, which is going to be like this little tabletop booklet that's going to be available that the EDC is going to use to kind of promote Home and Wayne.
That's an awesome event. We're excited to learn more about Buy Local and the Wayne County Area Chamber of Commerce and all of these upcoming events, including the Richmond social media, the kickoff to the selfie contest from the Wayne County Tourism Bureau, as well as Shop Small Saturday and the Sip and Shop event. You can visit wcareachamber.org. We have all the information available on there. Thank you both for joining us. We're thankful that you're supporting Buy Local and all of our local businesses.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this month's Chamber Chat, and we'll see you next month for new adventures.